The Victor Black Masterclass presentation is brought to you by...
So you have trained your whole leg on one day, once a week?
Once a week.
Okay. But you have tried splitting quads and hams on separate days?
Yeah, before.
Yeah? You seem almost a little reluctant to do that. You didn't enjoy doing that? Or why did you go back to one leg day a week?
Because before, like, I break like a push-pull, and then I have like 2 days left in the week, so I just like, okay, I'm gonna break a part of the leg, so quad and then ham.
Okay.
Yeah, then I do like a power thing in the last day of 5-5.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it, the right break, because like,
okay.
Not camp one leg, but about the program and day, my leg left.
Let's start with this understanding. I think it's fair to say that most people train their body what I refer to as systemically, and I mean by that is they try to get everything to grow at the same time. Chest, arms, shoulder, everything bigger at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that makes sense when you're a beginner or intermediate trainer, right? But if you've been training for 3, 4, 5 years, how long have you been training now?
11.
11 years. So at some point, what most guys will notice is that some of their body parts pull ahead of other parts.
Right.
So when I look at your physique, I think that it's very obvious that you have body parts that are in front of others. Your back, I would say, is your strongest body part. Would you agree with that?
So I think.
Okay. Well, that's okay. You know, this is the whole point. You have your point of view and I have my point of view. But I think it is fair to say that your lower body is behind your upper body.
Right.
Okay. And I think it's fair to say that your quads are actually pretty good, but your hamstrings and calves are very poor. Do you know? And sometimes people will say, this is just genetics. And I do agree to some extent, right? To some point, this is true. But I also think it's fair to say, you think about it like this. If Monday is International Chest Day, right? Everybody trains chest on Monday. And then Tuesday is back day, and then shoulders is Wednesday, and then arms is Thursday, and then you train your legs on Friday. It's common sense says, well, hang on a sec, I'm spending 80% of my time and 80% of my volume load training my upper body. I'm spending 20% training my legs. And then when I train my legs, first I train my quads, then I train my hamstrings, and by that time I'm fucking tired and I want to go home, right? And the very last thing I do on the way out the door is I bust off a set of calf raises. This, in my opinion, is why most people have poor calves. Yes, it's genetics, but if you think about it like this, not only is it only 20% of the love for your legs, it's 90% is going to your quads and hamstrings and 10% gets to your calves. And 11 years later, you go, holy crap, why the fuck are my calves so small? You understand what I mean? Yeah. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick on the weakest body part that you have, and we're going to try to focus on that so we can demonstrate to ourselves, and we get confidence from this, that this model works. In other words, if suddenly you start seeing your calves progressing, you will then have confidence in the whole model. Does it make sense? Yeah? So how we do this is this. The very first thing we say is, if traditionally over 11 years that you have approached calf training from the point of view of saying, okay, so calf training is the very last exercise I do for the whole week, and I kind of do it when I'm tired, right? After a squat, I mean, after you've done 5 sets of squats, you're ready to go home, all right? And then you do hamstrings, and then you do calves. Your calves don't get any love, right? So how we fix that? When we come to the gym, we spend 5 minutes on the treadmill. That's it, 5 minutes, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to do this as our warm-up exercise. So part of warming up is getting blood into the muscles, okay? So in other words, we train our calves as the priority muscle group, not the last muscle group. First thing. And we train them every day.
Every day?
Every single day. So in other words, you come in here and you do 4 sets of calves, okay? And then you go ahead with your rest of your training. Do you understand what I mean? So we're putting calves from the most unloved body part to the first thing we do every day. Okay?
To love them.
To love them the most. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to jump on this machine, and what you should also do, how many days a week are you training? 4? 5? 5, okay. So half of those should be sitting down, and half of those should be standing up. Okay, so when you train sitting down and when you train standing up, this determines what part of the calf muscle that you're actually training. Okay, so it's less to do with the exercise selection, right, than if your knees are bent. Once you bend your knees, you change the muscle that you're training in calf training. Okay, so just put your feet up on there. We might need to lift this up a bit. Okay, see if you can just lift up to start with. Just lift up. Okay, let me lower that down a bit. Okay, and again. Okay, so just lower it down. So what we want to do is we want to treat our calves like this. You want to push your heels down as far as they'll go to the point where, see how I'm trying to get my heels to touch the ground? Okay, and then you want to push them up as far as you go.
All right.
Okay, and then you need to understand this. The Achilles tendon, you know the Achilles tendon? Right. Okay, this is the most powerful tendon in the human body, and its job is to do this. Okay, so right now I weigh about 250 pounds, and I can do this for hours. Right. In other words, that tendon is like a spring. Okay, so any training that you do on your calves that is a rhythmic bouncing motion does fucking nothing. Right?
Doesn't work on my
it's just a spring. Yeah, I can do this all day.
Right. So.
So what you have to do is you have to go all the way down. You have to unload the spring.
All right.
Okay? So when the spring is unloaded, you go all the way up and you unload the spring.
All right.
And then you hold it there and then you go down. So it's literally all the way down, okay? Raise up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay?
All right.
You can't have a rhythmic bouncing motion. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. And I also have a band here, which means that at the top of the movement, there's more tension on the muscle than at the bottom of the movement.
So my feet on just like on straight on.
Yeah, it's feet on straight. Yep. You can position your feet later on if we want, but for now, let's just put our feet straight. Okay? And push your heels lift up. Take this out. Now stretch all the way down, as far as you can go. Try to touch your heels on the ground. Okay? Now just wait. Let them stretch. Let them open up, and then push up to the top and hold. Okay. Now hold. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4. Up. 2, 3, 4. Down. 2, 3, 4. Up. 2, 3, 4. Keep it. Yeah, I'm burning already, right? So keep going all the way. It's 15. So this is, I'm sure you'd agree with me, a very moderate weight. It's not light, it's not heavy, yeah? I'll talk to you when you finish the set about why we choose this weight. All the way to 15. Baby, can you just get the resistance band, how it's unloading here? So this resistance band at the bottom of the movement is completely unloaded, and at the top of the movement, it's loaded. So we don't want it loaded all the time. So the purpose of the resistance band here is to change the resistance loading profile of this piece of equipment. So you can see at about halfway down, it completely unloads. So by placing this band in this way, in this configuration, you change the resistance profile of this machine. What's that set? Okay, up. Okay, stand up, step out of the machine. Can you feel the pump in that? Okay, so there's two pathways to hypertrophic growth. The first is mechanical tension, okay? The second is basically metabolic load. Are you familiar with the concept of metabolic load? This is the pump that people talk about, okay? So mechanical tension is typically related to the weight on the bar, okay? And the metabolic load is related to the pump, okay? Yeah, and both of these things contribute in a meaningful way to hypertrophic signaling, okay? So it's not just the load, and it's not just the pump. And a lot of people think it's one or the other. Oh, it's the pump, bro, it's the pump, you know what I mean? Or no, it's all about the weight on the bar. The truth is that both of these signaling inputs contribute to muscle growth, and they contribute through different pathways. So what we need is to have both of them.
So basically, you mean like about the weight? It doesn't mean like you have to go a lot of weight and then you can.
We need to do both.
Okay.
Okay. So typically, a good training program, if you did legs, would have some heavy squatting, some more moderate leg press sort of thing, some lunges, Bulgarian split squats. It's not just one. It's not just the other. It's not just leg extension. But this matters. This helps. So you have to have both. So what I like to do is have the first set, high rep 15, and then what we'll do is we'll put another plate on. Could you grab another 20? And then what we'll do is we tend to put some more weight on so that we're going now to, yes, the metabolic load matters, but so does the mechanical tension. So adding the plate raises our focus on mechanical tension. Okay? So we'll just jump on. Now, typically what you'll do here, I don't think you'll be able to do 15. Let's see. I think you'll probably do 12 and that will be it. Let's just do as many as you can, yeah? Yeah, no, that's good. If you can do it, that's awesome. Okay, so let's see if we can get 12. All the way down and all the way up. Hold for 4. All the way down and all the way up.
5 is my maximum.
Okay, 12 we can do, no problems. Good, awesome. Perfect. Perfect form, very good. So later on we can talk about feet in, feet out, but for now just keep your feet straight. Does feet in, feet out matter? Yes, but let's just get the basic fundamentals down first. Okay, keep going. How many are we at now? 9, yeah? Okay, here we go. 10, 11. I want you to stop when you have 1 to 2 repetition in reserve. Do you know what that means? Okay, just keep going. I'll tell you what repetition in reserve means in a minute once you finish. Keep going, okay? One more. One more. Okay, perfect, awesome. Okay, let me put that down. Okay, what repetition in, get up and move around, yeah? Let the blood flow through. What repetition in reserve means is that if you had to, you could probably have done 2 more reps then.
All right.
Probably 2 before failure.
Last energy.
Okay, last finished, yeah? You don't want to go all the way to failure. You want to stop what we call proximity to failure. Do you know what that means? Before. So close, but before. Yeah, okay. Before. Why? Because if you go all the way to failure, okay, the next set, you have to remember we have more work to do yet. Right. Okay? Right. If you go all the way to failure, this can be very damaging, or not, I don't like the word damaging, it can be very taxing, which means that the future sets will probably be negatively impacted by that thing. So what we do is we keep, if we're going to do 4 sets like we are here, the first 3 sets we go close to failure, 1 or 2 in reserve. Yeah? The last set we go all the way to failure, nothing left in the tank. Yeah? Grab one more plate. Yeah? If you want to grab a half a plate, take a half a plate. You want to take less than 4? Yeah, just grab whatever you want to grab. All right, whatever you want. Half a plate. The green one is half plate. Yellow, okay. So what we're doing is by moving the weight up to a top set, we're actually focusing on what we call, this is mechanical tension now. Okay. But the metabolic load is still happening because you can feel it in the burn. Yes. You need both. This is what people mistake. You have to have both. This is why powerlifting programs don't produce bodybuilders, because it's all about mechanical tension, and they don't get the metabolic loading out of it. Yeah. Do you know? So if you did this and you did 3 reps, even though it produces mechanical tension, it doesn't produce metabolic loading. Okay, so let's do this. I think you could probably do maybe 9. Let's see if we can do 9. Okay, so when you're ready, breathe. Up. Okay. Okay, perfect. 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Good. 6. Good. Okay, that's it. Keep going. 7. Good. One more. We'll just go to 8. Stop at 8. Okay, perfect. Okay, just lift up. Perfect. Okay. This is 3 sets in. This is a top set, what we call top set. Right? That means the most amount of weight is on the bar, right? But we didn't actually train all the way to failure. You probably could do one more. You understand? Maybe one more. Maybe, right? So now what we do is we take the weight off. We'll put this back. Just throw that back on the thing. And typically what we'll do is we'll lower the weight by maybe 20 to 30%. Okay? This is close enough. Okay? Now we jump back on here. Okay? And what we want to do is we're going to do as many as we can. We just go all the way to failure. Okay? Last set. This is the last set. So this is only 4 sets, and we finish calves. Okay? So we want to do this, and we do just do as many as you can. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with the last couple of sets because I want to do forced reps. Okay. Up. Okay. Let's see if we can do 12. Okay. Here we go. All the way up, all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 2, 3, 4. Up. 2, 3, 4. Down. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think you have 6 to go. Let's go. 6 to go. All the way down, all the way up. 1, 5 to go. Don't worry, I'm going to help you with the last ones. 4, 3. Okay, 2 to go. Good. Good. Keep going. Okay, give me 2 more, give me 2 more, give me 2 more, give me 2 more. Up. Up. Last one, last one, last one. Up. Okay, well done. Okay, get up, move around. Okay, so I'm going to suggest to you this is why your calves are small, because you don't train your calves like that.
No.
And you know what? Tomorrow, we train our calves again. You understand what I'm saying? This is why your calves are small. It's because this is not crazy weight, right? It's only 20 kilo plates.
Right.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I know, but it feels that way because you're not doing this.
Right.
Right? This you can do this all day. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. But this is how most people train their calves. Yeah,
Right.
They bounce. They use the kinetics of the Achilles tendon to do all the work. Okay, this is really hard. This is not how people train their calves. Okay, but the point is, in out. See, 4 sets. That's it. Finish.
Okay.
You don't have to do 20 sets because you have to do them the right way. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to do hamstrings. So you just take a break. You want to get a water or a Gatorade or something out the fridge, you get a Gatorade if you want.
The Victor Black Masterclass presentation is brought to you by